Good morning, it's March 6th. Yeah, March 6th. It is minus 16 degrees Celsius outside, which is about 3 Fahrenheit. Inside the bus it is minus 12 or 11 Fahrenheit. Not bad. So today, I haven't quite decided what I'm going to do on the bus. Let me get the bus warmed up a little bit, then I'll let you know. Be back shortly. Well, I figured out what I was going to do. Well, I figured out what I'm going to do today. I gotta quit saying that. Well, I figured out what I'm going to do today. I'm going to try finishing off the electrical work. In that spot right there, I'm going to use this piece of plywood, and I'm going to mount my 50 amp shore power, my 120 volt output, and my 220 volt 30 amp output for the outside of the bus. So I'm going to take this box, I'm going to cut a hole the size of the box into this plywood so it will be recessed. Then on the outside of the bus, there's going to be a door to where I can get access to the 120, 110, 220, and the 50 amp shore power. Really what I'm saying is, from the outside you'll see something like this. I'm making no sense right now, am I? Well, when I get it done, it'll probably make better sense. Then over here on this side of the bus, I'm going to mount another 220 30 amp and another 120 15 amp plug on the outside, for the outside here. Let me get you set up and the material I need to get this done, and we'll get going. I have my shore power. I want my shore power to come in here. This is the width of the cabinet, so I want to make sure that the shore power and the plugs are within that cabinet. So right about there is where I'd like to have the shore power. I'm going to have the 30 amp sitting as close as I can beside it. Then the other one right beside that. Forgot to get a pencil. So, the shore power like this. Make a mark here. That's just roughly. Then I'm making a mark up here. The purpose for these two marks is because on the other side I'm going to have some plywood. I'm going to have a box on the other side of this here, so when I open the door on the outside of the bus, I have an enclosed space, so you won't see all the insulation and everything. So if I have that up there, make another mark down here. So up here, I'll mount a piece of plywood. Over here, I'll mount a piece. Over here, I'll mount a piece. That will be one box there. That'll be another box there. So over here, my arm's probably in the way. I'll mount another piece of plywood on that side. So before I drill any holes, I have to determine how deep it is from the face of the plywood to the skin of the bus. Because I'm going to have to cut this out. Yeah, I'm going to have to cut the insulation here so I can access that. And I have to make sure, I have to measure how deep it is so I don't cut too big of a piece of plywood when I go to put it in place. I just want it to fit snug. I can see the skin of the bus. I need my tape measure. And I'll be making strips of plywood that will be 3 inches, exactly. Perfect. Give me a few minutes to cut a few strips of 3-inch plywood, and hopefully you'll see what I'm talking about. Be right back. So in essence, what I'm making is something like this. From the outside of the bus, you'll lift the cover. This will be the 120 output. This will be the 220 output. This will be the 50 amp shore in. This will be down here a little bit more. As you can tell, I haven't screwed it together yet. So I'm going to use the Craig tool, screw these in place. Then I'll line it up for the outside of the bus. Like from inside, I'll line it up here so I can carve out the insulation I need. Then get it into place. So again, hold tight. Let me screw this together and test fit it. Be right back. Again. Well, my little contraption is screwed together as I take stuff over. Now, let's see if we can figure out where this thing is going to go. I said it again. I said gonna. I really hate that word. Doing that made a nice indent over here. I'll just do some measuring, squaring up. That's better. Okay, test fit time. I need to trim it a little higher. There had better not be a rub rail there. I got some rivets coming through here. Oh, please tell me there's no rub rail there. I'm pretty certain I'm hitting it right now. So anyway, that's what I'm looking at. Now I have to figure out exactly where I'm going to drill the hole for this thing to come through. Somewhere here. Then I'll have to make marks for these other boxes. Right. Okay. Let's get to it. Yeah. I'm just gonna pause you for a minute so I can spin this around and get what I need. Right now I have it as in the reverse order because this will be going this way. So I want my shore power on this side because when I spin it around it will be on the left hand side. This will be my 30 amp 240 and this will be my 120. Just want to figure out the reason for those holes. I cut it for the Can you see that? There you go. I cut it for the rectangle, but I have to cut notches for these things so I can get it deep enough into the wood. Yay! I did it! Now I just have to mount it all. Okay, give me a few minutes to drill holes on the top so I can feed wire. No, I don't have to drill holes on the top to feed wire. I have the access through back here. So give me a few minutes, well, probably an hour, so I can get this mounted into place. Be back shortly. As you can see, I don't have the plywood mounted. The reason is, this box is the wrong box for the 30 amp. Because these little knockouts, no, sorry, not knockouts, but connectors, don't fit in these knockouts. I'm gonna have to go to the store and get a different box, see what happens. I thought these were the right ones, apparently not. So, I'm done this for now. I have other things I can do. So sit tight and let me think about that. I've decided what I'm going to do for the rest of the day. My big stack of 1x4s, way over there, I'm going to start putting them on the wall. I can only go to about this height right now because I have to do a window return first, then I'll build the wall, well, put the 1x4s up to that height. So I can only go to about this height all along. This piece of plywood is here for when I get the proper electrical box so I can mount that the way I'm supposed to for the 220 volt. So to get started, I pre-cut this one already, and I put a few of the Craig holes, the pocket holes in here, so I can secure it into place. So I'll put you on the tripod and we'll get started. How's the view? You can see, so to speak. Give me a couple minutes to cut this piece. There's like a ½ inch difference here, so I'm going to have to trim that ½ inch off that next piece coming up. So give me time to get this ready and I'll be right back. So I have the piece cut. It was a little tricky because I had to come up ½ inch here, go over, then come down again with the cut. I'll put this in place so I can show you a couple of little difficulties I have right now. You probably can't see it very well, but over here I cut too much of the 2x2, so I cannot nail it here. I should be able to nail the bottom, but also I don't end on the stud, which I was expecting. What I'm doing is I'm going to take a piece of plywood and shove it in here like this as backer. So when the next piece comes in, I can nail into here, and it should all be fine. In theory. So the only thing to do now is nail it in place and pray I don't hit any of these wires. Because as you can tell, right here I'm very close. Right here I'm very close. So I'm going to have to be very careful. So now, I do not want to put another full 8-foot because then I'll have the joint here. I'm going to have to cut 2 inches off, 2 feet off. I'll use one of my offcuts here. Figure out where I have to cut it. Then I can continue on, but I have to do this bottom section first. I have to figure out exactly where the counter is going so I can drill a hole and get these wires through. I know the counter is going here, but I have to know the height. So give me a minute to change the battery on the camera, set you up over here somewhere. No, that's going to be too finicky stuff, and I'll call it for now. Maybe I'll continue on and you'll see me do some more, but just in case, I'm going to call it a day. So until next time, have a good one. Well, I did it again. I switched out the battery in the camera, set you up on the tripod, and I forgot to hit record. So, I got this done. Under the dining area. Wasn't too difficult, but would have been nice to have company when I was doing it. I also not quite finished off under the windows here. Did this section, went over here a little ways. So yeah, sorry for forgetting to add you into that. But I am calling it a day now. I just thought I'd share what I forgot to share with you. And yeah, sorry. So until next time, see you then.